Last week, Cartoon Network premiered the umpteenth latest Scooby Doo series, Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. You might be wondering how it's different from every other Scooby Doo series. Especially considering that since the series premiered in 1969, there have been precisely umpteen different Scooby Doo series. The latest of which was What's New Scooby Doo from Kids WB a few years ago, because we've all decided to ignore that god-awful Shaggy and Scooby-Doo get a clue. Got it? Therein, of course, lies the problem. If you're going to do a new Scooby-Doo, how are you going to distinguish it? Basically, as I can discern it, there are three ways you can go. You can either recreate the original formula as closely as possible, which is what What's New did. It was basically a revival of the original Where Are You, Scooby-Doo. No, that's not the name of it. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That's what the name was. Of course, we all know the formula of the original. Shaggy, Velma, Freddy, and Daphne, along with Scooby-Doo, invade some mysterious place, find a monster, run around a while, and then capture it and unmask it. Usually Scooby and Shaggy get into hijinks, bump into the monster a lot, and the others gather clues. Simple, but highly effective. What's New Scooby, while a bit on the bland side, did at least stick to this formula, and it was mostly a successful series. I happen to own all 3 seasons. Option 2, then, is to take that formula and tweak it somehow. Perhaps adding a character, like Scrappy Doo. Or playing the premise in another way, like a pup named Scooby-Doo made them all little kids, and that one was actually fairly successful. Option 3, then, is to totally scrap the original premise altogether and just come up with something else. And everybody hates it when they do that, believe me. 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo and the aforementioned Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. God, I hated those. So then, where does Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated fall along the spectrum? Option 2. Worrisome, perhaps. But like I said, there has been some success with this approach, which you may not suspect by looking at it. In visual style, actually hews closer to the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You, if a bit stylized. Where it can truly be said to be different is in the... Where it can really be truly said to be different is in the style and tone of the series, which is skewing quite far from the original premise, which was fairly straightforward, into something that's more stylized and detailed. Trying to add more depth to these characters and more depth to the jokes and mysteries. Whether it succeeds, the overall tone to the series is sort of an ironic silly, to the point where you can really have a hard time taking the jokes. For example, in the second episode there was a real head-scratcher. That joke being the Gator Mines joke. It's very, very hard to explain. My brain almost stopped when I got to that. I'll go and explain it. So spoilers. The second episode centers around a town near the children's hometown that made its fortune by basically selling gator products. You know, that sounds reasonable to you at first, but they mined the gators. They mined them out of a mine, like an ore mine. Do you get this? Not gator farms, not naturally occurring gators. Gator mines. They showed a mine shaft, and gators came out of it. You know, I had a hard time with that. My brain pretty much blue screened when I hit that. I mean, you know, I stopped. I did not have an internal monologue for a few seconds, and then I kind of went through the 5 stages of grieving. You know those? First, I was in total denial. No, not Gator Mines. No, can't be Gator Mines. No, they didn't do that joke. No. Next came anger. Gator Mines, I can't believe it! That makes no sense! Why are they making that joke? That does not make any sense! Oh, I am so... Inevitably came bargaining. Well, maybe what they mean by Gator Mines isn't that they mine the gators like ore, because that does make no sense. However, maybe it's possible there was this old mine shaft there already existing, and they flooded it and turned it into like a gator farm inside the mine, so then it became known as the Gator Mines. And if that's true, maybe that makes sense of why they said the mine dried up. Maybe it literally dried up, like there was no more water there, right? That sort of makes sense. I could go with that. Except that doesn't make any sense at all. Then, of course, came despair. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, gator mines. They did mean they mine the gators like ore. There's no hope for this series. No hope for Cartoon Network or me or you. But eventually came acceptance. Gator mines. I suppose it does have a certain absurdist charm. And along with that comes our reimagined characters. The entire gang is all there, but they have been largely rethought out. They have different ticks, and it's trying to be almost like a parody or maybe an added depth thing, but it's very much open for interpretation. Fortunately, Scooby Doo himself is just the same as he ever was. He's voiced by Frank Welker, who first took over the role in the What's New Scooby Doo series. So Scooby, at the very least, comes off like he's come right out of What's New Scooby Doo, if not the same Scooby Doo from the whole thing. So that's fine. Shaggy, now voiced by Matthew Lillard, who was the one good discovery about the live-action Scooby Doo movies, is mostly the same, and he is very close, and I enjoy watching him. The only different thing about him is that he's saddled with a sort of unwanted romance with Velma. He's like the same guy, except Velma's into him now, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And I'll discuss that more when we get to Velma.